Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to me, I guess. I've not seen you all for about 4 days. Hopefully you're feeling good and well and you're ready for this 8 a.m. First morning movement snack of the day. Our only morning movement snack. What am I talking about? We've got, following up from this movement snack, we've got the 12 noon and the 4 p.m, of course. In this particular movement snack, we focus on decrumpling, uncrumpling, ironing out those creases, getting your joints mobilised and looser and oiled and ready for just further movement during the day, because that's what we do, isn't it? Our body is built to move, but we can certainly improve on how that occurs through regular mobility moves, regular extra movement minutes. This is what it's all about. Morning, Dawn, your first one in today. Sunny Scotland, that it is. We've got some paddling to do today. We're going out on the canoe, open top canoe. So when we get to this bit, I thought we'd just do that bit instead to kind of warm my arms up for getting out on the open water onto Loch Tay. Morning, Mrs. P as well, you're second in. It is lovely here. Really, really picturesque, beautiful surroundings, stone buildings, waterfalls, rocks, stepping stones. Brilliant. So we're going out from Killin today, although I've realised that I don't say Killin how you lot say Killin round here. You say Clin. And we say Killin. We just hang around and take a little bit longer to say that particular location. Whitewater rafting is all booked up, Dawn. Else, yeah, I quite like the idea of gorge walking as well. But they've got an age limit on it, and you've got to be 12. Well, our Willow, she's only 11. She's not 12 till March, so we'll have to come back. That's it, sealed. Right, morning, Gillian with a G. We're having a lovely time, thank you. It's wet down in Waterlooville with Sandra. Hi, morning, Sandra, nice to have you on. George is in today. Morning, George. Hopefully you're going to be coming over, aren't you, tomorrow to see us on Wednesday. We'll have a bit of a later life training catch up, because the later life training office is up here. Never been to it. Gonna have a little mooch around and see what's going on. So that should be nice. Christine Rowland's in. You love kayaking too. I've done a bit of canoeing, mostly in a Canadian open boat before. 3 years running before I had children. We did the 100-mile canoe test. And that was on the River Wye, the River Severn and the River Trent. We did that 3 years running for Clubs for Young People. It was amazing. You miss a lot of those backwaters. There's some fantastic sights from the backwaters that you don't know about until you get on them. Margaret Wood's in. We're enjoying our break. Thank you. It's a bright morning in Chesterfield. You've missed a few as well, Maddie. Yeah, I've missed a few as well. I've been still on my holidays, but it's much easier to crowbar in the 8 a.m. before we set off for the day. So you will have me all week, bar Friday. I've swapped with Dave. Right, I've got a feeling it might be 8 o'clock. Morning, Clive and Lorraine, or just Clive. Morning to you. It's sunny up where you are. Just remind me, where are you, Lorraine? I've got a feeling Powys, Wales. Is that right? Morning, Bexy. Good to have you here, as usual. We've got a lovely apartment here. You'll see a little bit of behind me. Right, let's do this then. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome. You're with me, Kelsey Leverton, broadcasting from a first floor flat in Aberfeldy, Perthshire today. Today is your 8 a.m. right now, and we will be starting off with some circulation boosting, let's just remember what we're doing, and some joint mobility if you'd like. Oh, and by the way, today is Monday, 2nd August, got it, 2021. Right, so moving into your space, if you're not there already, check your surroundings. On these morning movement missions, if we're working on a carpeted floor, then as movement snack chefs often have socks on. It's up to you what you want to have on your feet though, but make sure you feel secure in whatever you've got on. External support can be a wall, a radiator, a work surface, a tabletop, anything like that to support your balance. And your chair, generally a firm, hard-backed chair is a good place to move from here in this 8 a.m. Sitting tall then, if you are in seated, and maybe just take a bit of a hip walk forward so that you can bring your feet flat to the ground, hip distance apart, same in standing. Lifting tall through your rib cage to create space within your midriff area here, and lengthen through your neck, creating space between your ears and shoulders. The spine is lengthened in both directions. Now we can add some movement. So holding on maybe to the side of your chair and seated, just starting off with some foot pedals, just leaving the ball of the foot down. And if you are in standing, use your external support. You shouldn't feel wobbly or unsteady as you get into any of these circulation boosting moves. So if you do, take up a little bit of support. When you're ready, just bring your legs into a bit more of a lift, a bit more of a march. See if you can feel your feet a bit more, rolling through the toes, the ball, the heel, as you land them down, and of course reversing, heel to lift first, ball of the foot, then toes finally. Find your pace with this. It's your pace is the right pace. If you want to continue on with the legs, then please do. You can add an upper limb movement into it. Arm swing, move this from the shoulder rather than from the elbow. So try and fix the elbow and drive it back. Now, if you do need to still hold on to your support, then just work between your handheld support and your moving arm. But if you feel steady on your feet, get your both arms in, opposite arm to leg, same in seated. The only thing here in seated is that sometimes the hips can start to fatigue. You might want to just give your legs a rest down or bring it down to a foot pedal. Now, a couple of 3 minutes of this is all you need just to get things moving and a grooving. So start to steady that down. And of course, we always say this, you should only just need to take a few deeper, longer breaths here. Shouldn't feel out of puff. There we go. Right, top trio it is. So in seated or standing, if you can, have your arms relaxed and loose by the side of you. If you're not quite sure about letting go to your external support, come a bit wider. This wider base can help you secure your balance, and just keep your fingertips onto your external support. Shoulders then lifting and pressing. Try and get the biggest and best movement out of the shoulder lift and your shoulder press, and you should feel your shoulder blades sliding up and down either side of that spine of yours. We'll have about 5 of these. Enough to loosen, but not too many to start to tire out. Shoulder circles, so always moving in a backwards direction, and just take that extra little bit of time as you go round, back and down to really make that the biggest shoulder circle you can. If you can see your reflection, that can tell you what's going on from right side to left side. You might feel one side's looser or stiffer than the other. That can be usual, but try to balance it out best you can. Right, here we are then. I'm going to come down onto my knees. Of course, stay where you are. Head turns. Here's where we keep everything from the shoulder and the collarbone still. Hold your support if you feel you need to, and take a glance to the side. Meet me back in the centre. Have a small pause and then over to the other side. So continue on at your own steady pace. One on each side is one. So keep counting like that, if you can remember to count. And of course, head, shoulders, neck movements are continually going on without our conscious thoughts with them throughout the day. If our shoulders are stiff and restricted, we've lost some range of movement, then that can affect how well our arms move. So the shoulder circles can help to keep the arms in good form and improve their movement ability and quality and comfort. Head turns. We might not take our head through a complete full range of movement turn, but there's lots of smaller adjustments going on through the day as you maybe drive, walk around, take in your surroundings, and look where you're going. Chin tucks is next. So this is the part where we lengthen up through the neck and sit the head on top of the shoulders with a bit more effort and attention, I guess. Chin lifted away from the chest, eyes focused ahead, and we've got fingers here just to guide. So it's not a dip down or a tip upwards. The chin is going straight back, giving yourself a few extra chins there. You might feel some lengthening at the back. Some muscles going to be moving around the joints that we're moving, of course. You might feel some movement around the muscles around both sides of your neck. Pull a funny face, you do, I think, as well. Right, that's top trio done. We're going to move into trunk trio. Just to prepare the trunk though, take your feet out wide if you're standing or seated, and we're going to take a canoe row. Keeping your eyes forwards. This can be from your support, if that feels better for you. Or if you want to be on your open top canoe today, you can grasp. Do a few on the one side. This is just warming me up for what movement we're going to be doing later. Or if you're on your kayak, you can do something like this. Just getting a little bit of trunk movement in. Move as you feel is the right speed for you. So let's get our trunk twisting a bit more. So here in standing, let's set it up from the bottom. Feet apart, knees are soft, hips are forwards. You can sit your bottom against something behind you, and that will allow you to focus a bit more on your hips stopping still. Arms can be out the way or onto some support as you pass through that twist. Move through your natural, comfortable, unforced range of movement. If your hips start to shift, as in twist and move the legs, try to go not so far the next time. If you'd like to add a glance over your shoulder, just to add an extra head turn in there, then please do. Try not to pass through too quickly from one side to the other. Sometimes twisting movements, bending movements where the head is on the go as well can make you feel a little bit unsteady or challenge your balance, and sometimes make you feel a bit giddy. So notice how you feel, slow everything down if you need to. Okay, so from there we'll go into side bends. Hips are still fixed to the chair, and you're going to lean to the side, of course, if you're in seated. If you're in standing, just be conscious of where your weight is held over right foot and left foot. Keep your body central. And it's just that tilt and lean and bend through the waist. You feel some muscles pulling there. Lift and lengthen in the centre. And of course, we've got the options for support. If you've got your support directly in front of you, then that would be an easier transition to make from one side bend to the other. Now, you might well notice as well, first couple, quite stiff, quite clunky. The following few give you just that little bit of loosening up to get that tiny bit further. Side bends, trunk twists. We come into these positions when we're putting the shopping away, washing, dressing, tidying up, picking items up off the ground, and lots of other things I could go on, but I haven't got time because it's back extension time. So same position with your feet. You might want to hold on to your support. I think that's going to be a bit low for me, so onto the wall. Or you can have your hands on the side of your hips. It's up to you, but we're going to lift up through the trunk, but try not to lock out the knees. Lift up through the trunk. Look forward, still looking at me, and then just take a little tilt, extend at the top end away. If you're not sure about that because you're not keen on that overbalancing backwards sensation, then come down into seated. This will remove the balance challenge and feel much better for you. We'll have 5 of these, or a 6th one if you've lost count somewhere down the line. Focus on the lifting, rib cage lifting up and away. Chin stays down, and that can help us with our balance as well, keeping the chin down and the eyes forwards. We're loosening up the joints of the spine in multi-directional ways from the 3 moves that we've just done. And relax, recover. I might have done a 6th one there. Who cares? Never mind. Okay, so we're going to go on to our last trio, our ankles, feet and toes. Now, if you'd like to, in seated, just start rolling from the ball of your foot to the heel. You can do these alternating if you like. In standing, that might feel a bit tricky, so do a few foot pedals, trying to get high onto the ball of that foot, and then maybe just reposition yourself and do a few toe lifts with all of the ball of the foot coming away. You can see I'm kind of dipping and swaying a little bit from one side to the other. A few toe scrunches. Might want to do 1 foot at a time, tucking the toes under, curling them in, arching through the instep and lifting. Feel the lift through the instep there. And you might want to do just a few toe splays and toe splats. So splay the toes, splat them down. So it's just the toe bones that's coming up and away now. Right, and I think we're ready for our heel toe. First option in seated. Have a look at this. Choose this if you want it, all the way back in the seat. This could just support your posture if it's feeling a bit fatigued and tired. The leg is lifted but not too high, and we've got a point and a pull back from there. Really splaying the toes, pulling the toes back, etc. I'll leave you there, 5 on each foot. If you prefer to stay in forward position of your chair, hold on to the sides perhaps, lift up tall, and we've got a toe tap and a heel dig onto the same spot from there. Choose to do that if you like, off you go. And if you are in standing and are quite happy in standing, take up some support. Shift your weight onto the leg that's perhaps nearest to the support, and then you've got toes down, heels down. This underneath knee, just make it slightly bent and get the biggest and best movement out of whatever option you're doing there. Very specific pointing and pulling back motion. Loosening the ankle joint, toe bones are getting involved, feet, arch. Now if you need to, you might want to turn all the way around. if you're facing your support, just shift your weight onto the other side, and you might have done it already, but get on with it on the other side. Make sure that you're nice and even and balanced from one side to the other. And of course, if you want to put a few of these in seated or standing, just a few exaggerated steps forwards. You could, of course, these ankles, feet and toes motion come into play if we're stepping to the side and walking over uneven surfaces. Loose ankles can reduce any kind of swelling or stiffness around the ankles and make them feel jolly well better than they did a minute ago. All done. There we have, well, there you have your morning movement mission. It's probably hopefully about 8:20 now. Hopefully I've got everything done in a decent amount of time. It's great to have you back. It's great to be back. And I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Thanks all. Have a fabulous day.